It's our jcclive.online.church. We all should have an account. Now, if you're an admin or not,
mine in forever.
Yeah, if you're not an admin, we'll have to make you an admin. I think I have privileges to do that. But this is basically
CCV.
No, this is
JCC
Live. So if you've ever watched a stream.
When we first started it, we all were admins because that we were supposed to go in and help chat
notes and chat. So if you've ever watched a Journey Online service and logged in when you watched it, which we all should, especially being staff people, then you have a CHOP account somewhere.
I think I've only ever watched as a guest.
Yeah.
I had one a long time ago because I used to have to do some of this back end stuff with the chat stuff, but I also used to have to put in YouVersion notes in here.
So when you log in and you're an owner or admin or whatever, this is what it looks like on the. So if I were watching Sunday service from being logged in as an admin, this is what it looks like. You have your audience members, you have host chat, so I can chat directly to host or other admins on the page, and then you have the public chat where you can type in, talk to people, say, hey, good morning.
They don't use hosts anymore, do they?
They don't, but like if Caleb's watching and needs to send me a note or something like that, we don't do that anymore. Nobody's really watching on Sunday. It's very rare. I've gotten bad about not pulling it up on my phone. But public chat, I will use, hey, stream's down. Hey, we're having technical issues. We'll make sure we post it YouTube, or we can send them a link. Like if it were to die, if CHOP was out and we need to send them to YouTube, this is where we'd share that link really quick and get it to them. So this is that. All these post info, moments, notes, Bible, we don't use that anymore. So the important side for the scheduling of streams is the admin side. Analytics always comes up first. It never pulls up well, so I just automatically click and go to services. So here's all our services that are upcoming. If you need to add a service time, right here, and then like we can add one. You would add it. Let's add one for let's just do tomorrow. So we're not repeating this event because it's a one-time event. Say it's say the last night of JLX, your last day of JLX, she wants to stream and we want to go to CHOP. So we'll save this. So we'll find that Thursday event, which is right here. We can see it says add content. So now we're going to add our content. We're going to call this test. This is where you set a duration. Typically I go a little bit long on stuff. So if it's a normal service, hour, 5 minutes, hour, whatever. You can turn off public chat. You can allow it. If you want it to chat, I always if I start my service 5 minutes early, I'm going to allow chat 5 minutes early, and then chat typically 5 minutes after. That doesn't matter as much anymore because we're not using host. I would say, determine this year the focus needs to be what's going to happen with online. As you can see, we do engage a lot of people. The number earlier, almost 16,000 people watched online this year. That's a pretty big number. You can turn prayer on and off. Right here, this is where your embed code goes. So the one I took from Resi, I'm just going to paste it in. And then start the video. Once again, we start stream 5 minutes before on the Resi side. So why not start it on CHOP 5 minutes early? That way if people get there early, they can see it pop up 5 minutes and know that they have it instead of waiting till right at the hour and all of a sudden they don't have it. You have issues. This is where you add all your notes.
That's where I used to put in YouVersion stuff.
Yep. All you have to do when you're finished is make sure you hit save. If you don't hit save, that event, all the add content doesn't do anything. You just wasted time. This is all the Christmas Eve stuff. 24th, so we can see our 4 services. We have 1, 2:30, 4, and 5. These I do label. That title that's under the little smaller text, that is what will appear on CHOP at the top. So make sure your spelling's correct. Whatever you want to say is right there. If you do add any description, like I said, edit content. Yeah, so right here, service title, that's what will appear on the title bar of CHOP. I thought there was a place to put description, but it doesn't look like this. Let's cancel that. Sundays. As you can see, Sunday is done through through January 5th, and it may already even be through end of January. Easy way to see more. You just change your parameters. So let's go through the end of January, and then we'll hit filter. So now it's going to show me all of January, which it looks like no, I haven't completed January.
Why does the other one say edit content and it says add content?
This is where I'm about to show
You
you.
have to add the embed.
Yeah, you have to add the information.
So you haven't added that?
I have not.
Okay.
That's the difference. That's what I was looking at. I was trying to figure out where I stopped at. So I'm going to skip the 29th because that's a different type of content.
Yeah.
Like that one's going to be crazy. So I'm going to take this Sunday, right? I'm going to hit edit content on this upcoming Sunday. All right. You can see the information for the 9 a.m. service. We call this the Journey Community Church 9 a.m. service. It goes for an hour and 7 minutes. Like I said, we just go a little bit long. You can do 5 minutes. It's hard to go back and add time. So I just do it a little bit longer than it has to be, especially on Chop side, because that's just where people are watching, like not recording, anything like that. 5 minutes. We put all our embed code, which is the, from the encoder, it's the web profile that says Sunday services. You take that embed code, put it in. Here's the easy way to copy and paste basically everything. So I'm going to change my filters. I'm going to go the 19th through the end of, let's just go ahead and do the end of January. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every 9 a.m. service and I'm just going to check it, except for the 29th, because obviously we're not doing that one. So Sunday, January 5th, 9 a.m., January 12th, 9 a.m., January 19th, 9 a.m., and 26th, 9 a.m. Now I'm going to hit save. Now if I go through and look at all the 9 a.m.s, that content's there. So now instead of having to type that in every week and do all that, all I do is go a month at a time, and I just go ahead and hit add content. You can do 2 months at a time. You can do 3 months. You can do the full year. The problem is sometimes with Chop, you'll come in and it'll delete your stuff. Like it just there's glitches or they update software. So one thing I do is I just check weekly. I'll come into the admin and just make sure edit content it's not add content, it's edit content. And then I know, okay, my schedule's still okay. Sometimes you'll come in and you'll notice a 12 o'clock service is missing. You're like, okay, there's not a 12 o'clock for this service. So you have to go through, do that same process, and that 12 o'clock will appear. There's just funky glitches. It's technology. So now we can do the same thing for our 10:30 service.
So it's the same embed code for each day.
Yeah, for Sundays.
Time.
Yep. All the embed code is just linking saying, hey, pull from this Resi, and then when you create that web event, that's where the time is, that little time adjustment. So all it's saying is, hey, hit this link, this connection is where you're getting that information from. So now we're going to do 10:30 service, same process. Everything looks like it's in there. We'll expand from, I always go a few days before and a few days after, just because if you click on the Sunday sometimes, like I know that Sunday's the last 26, if I click on that one, sometimes it won't include it in that queue. So now I'm going to look at all the 10:30 services. There's my January 5th, January 12th, January 19th.
So the embed code that you copied from Resi was the 9 a.m. I mean, was the Sunday service. It wasn't the test thing you did.
I think it was a test on that one, but I'm not pasting. I didn't paste that one in this one yet. This is just the ones I've already done. So yeah, the test, I'll delete it. So yeah, there's our 10:30. Hit save, and now we do our noon. So December 22nd. Edit content. Difference on the noon service: we don't do public chat at all. Like typically we have like 3 viewers, so Caleb just asked that we just keep public chat off on that one.
Okay.
So it also, that one was where we were doing a replay for a little bit of time. The problem is on the Sundays where you have baptism, you have to delete this schedule on Resi and on Chop, and then rebuild the next Sunday and redo the rest of the year. So that's where it got complex, if you had to remember to delete. So now let's just add, let's just play.
Keep it.
So same thing, expand your time, 21st, 28th. It pops out. So now we're looking for, there we go. Save. So now we're done through January 26th outside of the 29th. Cool. For the 29th, what we would do is we would take this.
Oh, wait.
How to do it really fast.
Okay, cool.
So the 29th, we'll click on the 29th. You have to type in all the information just like you normally would. 9 a.m. service. Duration would be hour or whatever. If it's a shorter video, you can shorten this duration, so we can get an exact time on it.
I think it's less than 50 minutes. I think it's like 47.
Okay, so we can shorten that up. Basically, the only thing you're doing though, instead of doing the embed code, is you're just using the the YouTube address.
Okay, so
And
we
we
don't
say
need
we were
Resi
gonna-
at all for like YouTube replay.
You can load it to Resi, so Resi has the option to load it. But if it's
But why
already
would
on
we use
YouTube,
it?
why do it? It's
Yeah.
just one more
Okay,
step and one more thing you have to process. So with Chop, now you just put that video in, as long as it's public, or I think private.
I have it set for Premiere, so it will go public the Saturday before.
So as long as that link goes live, you just pop that in, and this automatically streams, and then it automatically says at 9 a.m. you can start playing this video, and then at 10:30 you can start playing this video, and then at 11 you can
And
start.
that's what
playing.
we decided
Okay.
for the 29th. They would just play at
All
those
three.
times.
I think we were going to do that. I think we set a social media post as well, because
Yeah.
different people have different ways of watching. That would drive the most views, I think, is do it that way. Like,
So you would put the link in there, and then at the bottom you would select all three services since it's the same thing,
yeah, you could. Well,
or would you keep them?
so the
separate?
problem when you do the select right there is that's all the information. So it's going to include the title. It's going to include duration. So if you wanted to label
What if
that,
we just call it like December 29th
yeah,
service?
yeah. If you did that and it's the same, yes. On a Sunday service, you wouldn't, because then it changes
Right,
the
'cause
title.
it needs to be yeah.
So
But
you
for
would
this,
see-
for YouTube replay,
Yeah. So you do December 29th service, and we do call it online only or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to allow people to chat. I guess we could.
I don't see the harm in keeping chat.
So once again,
open.
we'll do 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We can shorten this to let's do 0 and
55 minutes.
55. Yep. And then, like I said, I can grab that from. You don't really have to start the video beforehand, because it's automatically going to just be ready. So since it's Premiere, and then like I said, it'll be save when we put that embed code in.
But we can check all three of those for this service.
Yep. You can check all three,
Cool.
and it would label all of them December 29th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have